Hello and welcome. I'm Sam. Welcome to this live stream. Got a new setup. We're just gonna try not to touch the table for a bit, but yeah, it's good. Welcome again. Got a nice setup today. I'm just gonna move this a little bit here. Not me. New setup today, and then take this out a little bit. Got rocking this mirror, so got a DAR going on up here, and you can also see my my Twitter name down here. Welcome to the stream. So today we're going to take a look at a few things. I want to take a look at markets. I want to take a look at some news and just see what's going on with the trading. Right. So let's go to just get some new hotkeys. There we go. Okay, so here's the markets. Just make this big. And looking at BTC, again, very flat. Yesterday we had the news that the ETF decision had been delayed, and that's actually pretty big news. Well, not delayed. They removed their application for the ETF, which is a kind of lesser way of or more thoughtful way of bowing out without causing too much damage to the markets. Because their excuse, and we can go find this, VanEck ETF. All right, let's go find some CoinDesk. So they blamed it on the government shutdown, but they were probably getting word that it wasn't going to be the same, or wasn't going to be approved, so they pulled it. And yeah, so let's see. They said, so the SEC is affected by the shutdown. We're engaged in discussions with the SEC about the Bitcoin-related issues, custody, market manipulation, prices, and that had to stop. And so instead of trying to slip through or something, we just had the application pulled, and we will refile and re-engage in the discussions when the SEC gets going again. So instead of taking the L, they pulled back, and yeah, so they blamed it on the shutdown. Thank you, Trump, and thank you, Speaker Pelosi, for not being able to come to any decisions on anything. But taking a look at BTC yesterday, when let me go to 15-minute chart. This was the moment. No, that was before. So there's actually some pretty big volatility before the it was announced, and then we had about about a $50 drop. So it just goes to show that the market was already pricing in the move for BTC. And there hasn't been any significant sell-off since. So, usually you would find that, this is pretty, if it was significant news, it would have moved the market a little bit more. $50 is nothing really to bat your eyes at. So yeah, taking a look at ETH, which is the other one. ETH got hit a little bit harder. It's like, unlike BTC, well, let's look at ETH BTC, right? So unlike BTC, ETH BTC has been in this continued downtrend. I'm just going to take off this MA as well too. So we've seen this continued downtrend for ETH. Really, I mean, that's not really a great pattern. I don't really like that. It seems to me that we could, and we probably will soon, fall out of this and come back down and test this 26 area. Because, I mean, look, we have this shelf being formed right here, where we have buyers coming in and stepping in at around, what is that, 325, 32, right around there. Eventually, all of their bids are going to get filled, and will drop through, most probably. Let's take a look at ETH. Same thing here. This is what I was talking about before on the short. We could probably bring this down to here. So again, I think we're going to retest the lows. Soon. Don't know when, but with BTC staying flat and the continued downward pressure on ETH, it's difficult to say what the catalyst could be for some bullish movements over the next few days. There hasn't been really any good news or anything huge that has come out over the past while. So having just a decrease in volatility, I guess, is normal for these types of markets, but would like a bit more to be able to make some trades. The one trade that I am looking at coming up soon, and I'm just going to go back to my templates. Save. Okay. Taking a look at, let me just check OBS. Perfect. It's taking a look at TRX. I think TRX is getting closer to being a decent short. Probably should have watched the hourly here, and here we're actually trading under the hourly, but the EMAs haven't crossed yet, so it's not specifically too bearish yet. This could just be a nice accumulation pattern here, because as you can see based on the volume profile, we have a very even distribution happening here, very even. So it could just be that we're filling out this area before we head up higher, which is, I don't know. I'm looking to short this thing at some point. Really just waiting for some more confirmation. We've gotten one big wave. We didn't actually pass through the highs again at 700. So I don't know. May run out of steam on that, but really would just wait for some confirmation. As long as it's above this 80 MA, I probably won't touch it. Would want to wait for some cross below. Probably the 21 is what I would look at first. But again, it's just something to keep an eye on. XRP is forming something that, starting to form this like bottom layer, dependent really on BTC of where we go, of whether we get that pop off these kind of mids of 3,500, or if we keep on going down, that would really be the driver in the Ripple price. The next, if you're just looking at support here, now we broke through this previous support over here. We're really just touching this previous resistance right now. And if we break through there, we would come down and come down to this trend line area. So I don't know, maybe if we can get a push down to this trend line, again, this is what I talked about before, looking for a push down to this trend line, and then get a nice pop off, because this structure of the volume is very, it's pretty good, but it looks like, where's the rest of it? I don't know. These flat patterns are just very difficult to take any real information from. When you're going sideways for weeks, it becomes much harder to actually determine some good trades. Yeah, I thought we were going to get a nice pop out of ETH, because we finally had crossed over the 21s, and it didn't do that. It came right back down. So haven't the long biases are not back yet. It's still just huddle short and everything until we get a break out of these continued continued bear market. So one thing I want to talk about is the Web3Journal conference that's coming up. That is coming on today, actually, in a few hours, in 2 hours. I'll be hosting. I will be hosting both days. I will be leading the discussion panels, and we have a huge number of speakers involved. Today we have Serge and James and Chris speaking, as well as Micho and Herwig and Ted, and Michael, right, and Steve. So there's actually some really good talks that are going on. So we have the bear market, future of ICO investing, future of STOs, discussing the top 100 coins, discussing crypto OTC, and discussing Gren. Looking forward to all these panels. It's going to be a late one for me because everything is 10 a.m. Starting 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which means that that's 9 p.m. Moscow time. Yeah. So tomorrow, it's discussing blockchain games, the future of consumer-focused dApps, followed by the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and then discussing real-world adoption, and then discussing dApp infrastructure. Lastly, which we're going to go back, the Adara website's been updated. You can go and check out and sign up for the Academy. We're going to be doing a lot of promotion coming here soon. So, like, if you're ready to crush at crypto trading, yeah, join the Academy. So we got a knowledge base with some top traders. Matt, who you saw the other day. We have Stan as well too, and a few other algo traders. Also in discussions to get a few more people on to come and be a part of our expert team. So we're going to take 50 applicants who we're going to do one-on-one trading sessions with. We're going to record everything so you can understand where they're having issues with, and then come back and see how we fix it. So very cool what we're going to do. Again, our design team did a great job of getting the website ready. Always doing a great job. So there you go. Yeah, come have a look at this. I'll post it in the show notes. That's about it, I think. Let me check out. So we can shift back to, I'm just getting my, there we go. Okay. Back again. Is there any significant news that I want to talk about today? I've got a podcast coming. We spoke with Pavel from SpaceBit yesterday. He was walking us through his new project that going on. I'll actually show you SpaceBit. SpaceBit. What's it? Command one. So here's SpaceBit. SpaceBit is talking about the future of space exploration. They have a tokenized VC fund. Some very cool stuff. Come and take a look at the website. They're actually launching a lunar mission. And I have the, hold on a second. Let's come back to here, right? And let me go through. I'll bring up the document that Pavel shared with me. So he gave me the PDF document that SpaceBit is using. Let me see. So one of the things that I really don't like is WhatsApp. It really annoys me that WhatsApp cannot like connect to a laptop. It's not built for laptops. That your phone has to be charged and on. It's just silly. You know, it's 2018 and you can't even do that. It's really strange. All right, okay, let's check this out. Let's go full screen. Okay, so SpaceBit, new economies of space. Global space economy market is estimated between 200 billion and 243 billion. It's estimated to grow to 500 billion by 2030. So typical satellites are 50 kilograms to 1,000 kilograms, somewhere between 10 to 200 million dollars, and take about 5 to 10 years to design and produce. Wow. And different orbits used in things like television, worldwide communication, satellite navigation. 5,000 per kilogram. It's pretty high. Or no, it's 500,000 per kilogram. There's a zero missing there, I think. So the small satellite revolution, past 10 years with SpaceX, with NASA and everybody else, they're building these CubeSats now. So they can build a CubeSat which can be built in 18 months, and it's much cheaper, very low barrier to entry, and allows us to put a lot more satellites in space. It's pretty cool. So New space economy. With standardized form and design, they're easier, quicker, and cheaper to produce. So more than 6,200 small satellites are to be launched in the next 10 years, with the market value expected at $30 billion, compared with $8 billion in the previous decade. So there's a lot more investment going on. Rovers in space, each $1 billion, size and weight of a car, 10 years to make. Sojourner went to Mars, Spirit went to Mars, Curiosity went to Mars. So these are all Mars rovers. Rovers on the moon cost about 50 million to 25 billion. Wow. Is that, which one cost 25 billion? I'm guessing that was the Apollo Lunar rover vehicle. Yeah. So what SpaceBit's doing is they're going to be launching this this rover, I guess if you want to call it that, onto the moon. So it's going to land on the moon. It'll last about 2 weeks, and it's going to jump and crawl around. They're going to go to the Apollo 16 landing site to go check out the equipment and to see how it's degraded, and to see the effects of the solar winds and radiation upon the equipment there. It's very cool. So let's see, this fits in less than 0.5 U, 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters by 0.5 centimeters. It's pretty small. It's like this. That's a micro rover, 300 grams, capable of supporting multiple kilograms. So in space, so let's say it can reaching speeds of 10 millimeters a second and 5 millimeters respectively, and it can jump. And if it gets turned upside down, it can like hop and jump back up. So SpaceBit is initiated in the design, manufacture, and test and operation of a 2U 10 by 10 by 20 CubeSat class nanosatellite intended for roving on the lunar surface using the XOB4 roving module. SpaceBit 1 is destined for launch in Q1 2020. SpaceX on the PT Scientist lander rover mission to the Apollo 17 landing site. As a technological demonstrator, SpaceBit 1 has approximately 1 U of internal payload space for its partners to use as required. So yes, they're looking for partners to go into space with them. You can see Paul's information. So yeah, we just recorded the podcast yesterday. It was really nice. I had a good time chatting with Paul. He's got some really interesting stuff that he's working on over at SpaceBit, and he's got a lot of knowledge and professional experience coming as a aerospace engineer into this field. So they have big designs. So one of the things they want to use blockchain for is to have a tokenized VC space equity fund where they're investing into different types of projects and other things with money raised from Ethereum, Bitcoin, and other things. So ICO revolution hasn't been all that bad. All right, that's going to wrap it up. I will be back tomorrow. Make sure to come and register and watch the Web3 Journal, which I'm hosting, and I'll see you tomorrow.